Hello, I think it's day 19 of my little social experiment to vlog every day just for a few minutes. Nothing too exciting, but you know, getting to know each other and just having a little chit chat. Today I'm gonna take my makeup off. I went to the theatre this evening and saw a really good play about one of our former Prime Ministers, Julia Gillard. And so I'm going to start off with my first round of cleansing with the Medicate Lipid Balance Cleansing Oil. I have used this quite a lot. I do maybe 3 pumps of that and then just rub it in all over my face. There's nothing too delicate about this, but it feels really nice on the skin. It's actually been, I think this is my 3rd bottle, I think, of it, so I do like it. It gets off skin, it gets off makeup really effectively. You can use it as a first or a second cleanse. I do use it as a first, and then I use a different type of cleanser for my second cleanse. So, and I love Medicate products. I've already mentioned I really like their Retinal, and their Calmwise product as well I really like. So after a bit of some vigorous massaging, I use flannel, as Carolyn Hirons calls them. A little bit of water. Now I quite often put this on and then jump in the shower, but I'm obviously not going to jump in the shower with you guys. And then I just delightful. I actually put on the Summer Friday Sheer Tint. I think this stuff is magic. This is the light coverage and you don't need much. It gives a really, as you saw, like a really natural look. But it just covers up some of the redness and gives you a bit of even tone. So I just put that on, and then I put my Chanel bronzer on, the La Beige, and some Chantecaille eyeshadow. Actually, this is it, Chantecaille eyeshadow. The Chrome Luxe Eye Duo Monte Carlo. I put the pink on. I love it. It's so easy. I literally just wham bam, thank you ma'am. I just do it so fast. And it's easy. It looks nice. Just gives a little bit of polish to the skin. This seems to be coming off quite very well actually. So my second one, now I've just started this. This is the Ceramic Slip Cleanser by Sunday Riley. I like Sunday Riley products, but I don't love them. That's what it looks like. It's very silky. Really easy to just put on over the face. So obviously the first cleanse gets rid of the makeup, like most of your makeup. As you saw, there was quite a big difference. And this I just, a little bit of water. Oh yeah, and so you can see it foams up a little bit with a little bit of water. Not foams, but you know, lathers. Oh, is it just me? But I love an evening cleanse. I love the nighttime ritual of it. And I like what it does for my skin. But also it really is a self-care thing that I get so much pleasure out of. I get pleasure out of using products, different products, and it's just a delight for me. So the water is tepid. It's not cold and it's not hot. And yeah, skin feels nice, doesn't feel stripped. I actually really like this one. I was not expecting to like this as much as I do. Yeah, Sunday Riley, they do good products. So far this would probably have to be my favourite from Sunday Riley. But anyway, so I went to the theatre and I went on the ferry. If you've not been to Sydney, you need to come. It's an amazing city, but to travel on the ferry, I don't do it very often. In fact, quite rarely. But I have done it twice in the last 3 weeks, which for me is a bit of a treat because I probably wouldn't have been on the ferry for a couple of years before that. Just going to put my hair up in a bun to get it out of the way. And Sydney at this time, it has been quite cool, but it's so beautiful, and I like to sit outside and watch, the city go past. And the fresh air is just so delightful. Okay, I'm just going to dry my face. Now, what am I going to put on it? I don't have what I need in front of me. So, I am going to put on the Medicaid liquid peptides, and then I have left my Retinal outside, so I'll do that later. So I just use a couple of pipettes of this. Put it liberally over the face. Medicaid is a very solid brand. Very, very solid brand. But the play today was, as I mentioned, it's about one of our Prime Ministers, and it's the first female Prime Minister in Australia. And the play really covered, I guess, a bit about her life and where her values came from, but then also a lot of the troubles that she had in Parliament. As much as I love Australia and as loyal as I am to this country, in some ways, Australia's not as progressive, in my view, as other countries. And I think we're getting there. But I think in terms of traditional values, which I'm all for, I'm very much a traditional value kind of girl. However, I'm also very progressive. So things like misogyny, I think, is still very pronounced in Australia. And, we don't have, I don't think we have the divisiveness that countries like America have. However, we are still quite traditional. and we have made a lot of progress. But unfortunately, Julia Gillard received a lot of unfair treatment, being the country's first Prime Minister. Things like she didn't have children, so this became a huge political volleyball, which became it was talked about a lot within the Australian media. The fact that she didn't have children, that she wasn't married, she did have a partner. They were then suggesting that he was gay. All these things that you wouldn't get, like questions asked of Julia Gillard, that you wouldn't get with a male Prime Minister. So it went through a fair bit of that, and it just got me thinking in terms of what my own values are, and I guess how I want to be, full stop. I'm obviously female. I am a very strong female. I'm a very opinionated female, which now maybe, I don't know, I've never worked in a different country, but I do know I've had quite a lot of support from men in terms of being knowing of my mind, but I've also had men that would just prefer you to be seen and not heard. And as I do have an online store, which is for plus size women, but I'm building that out, and I am going through the process at the moment in terms of what I want that brand to represent. And this is really important to me. Like as Shakespeare said, what is in a name? I think there is a lot in a name. I think a name can be, but for me, the names that I choose for my businesses are very deliberate. And so the online store that I have is called Sisu and Finn, and people were like, where did you come up with that name? Sisu is a Finnish word, hence the Finn. Sisu is a Finnish word which means grit. It's when it's more of a way of life. You keep going when everyone else has given up. And a lot of things in my life I have given up on, despite having talent or even being interested in. But for various reasons I have quit. And this business has been going on for 6 years, and I haven't been working in the business the whole time because I've also been working for other companies and whatever else, but I have stuck with it. And that was an ethos that was really important to me. So I named a business after it. I won't go into the details of other brands that I have named, because more details of that is coming, and coming fairly soon as well. But when you build these things, it does make you think, what are your values? What do they want? What do you want to have this mean? For some people, it literally might just be to make money. And of course, we all need to make a living. But for me, purpose is integral to my happiness. And it's not for everyone. Everyone needs a purpose. That could just be feeding your family, and there is nothing wrong with that. That's a noble thing to do, to be able to provide for those that you love. I would love that opportunity, but I have not been gifted that chance so far, and may never have that opportunity. But as I build these and as I go through this process, there are some really important values that need to be the heart of these businesses. And that's really what this show was reminding me of. It was the show talking about Julia Gillard's values, what she achieved as Prime Minister, some very funny incidences that happened, but then also it finished with her misogyny speech. And this is a very famous speech that can be found on YouTube. And she, instead of remaining silent,